this guy right here, the salt of the earth, man, he wants to be fired. He wants to quit. I mean, he wants to get out of here. So I know this was the talk of the town. We've been texting about this all day and everything, and sending each other videos and clips and like what's happening. And I'm still like, I cannot separate, fantasy versus reality in this one, because it is so good. Is this a work? Is this legit? Is it a
MJF
mix?
is
Is it,
so
I
damn
mean,
good, dude.
he turned the crowd to love him in that 5-minute promo. One of the best promos I've ever heard. And how many times have I said that with MJF, period?
You're
He
right.
delivers this promo. I'm like, oh my gosh, this has got to be one of his best.
Well,
I mean,
he even
Jarrett,
said he
yeah,
had a line from SPD. Everything I do turns into gold. That's an SPD statement.
that's
I've heard
right.
you say that. I've heard you say that like at least a half a dozen times over the course of Dynamite Download. Every single
Because
thing
he's watching right now.
everything he does turns to gold, man. This guy
Yeah.
is absolutely a killer. I'm so glad that I DVR'd this, because I went back and watched this multiple times. You can barely find this clip online.
On purpose, probably.
AEW has purposely removed it from Twitter, and when you try to search YouTube, you're going to find a lot of those have been taken down because AEW media is on the prowl. Mind, I love that. Everything he touches turns to orange.
That's true. That's why we are orange today on our Dynamite Download.
In honor of MJF, our top
Yeah.
performer. I love it. No, man, I mean, that's the thing about MJF, dude. Like, the guy is just a killer. That promo, and I think this is the thing I want you to talk on. So many truth. Like, just he was hammering so many truths, and you could tell, like, that's what won the crowd over. Was that this guy was like, even though he's the big, like, we all hate MJF, the dude was spitting truth, man. And there was a lot of stuff that we as fans, even though he came at us too, he came at fans talking about
I
how
thought he was going to call out Dynamite Download.
He was close. I think he was close.
Loves donkey dick. That's a quote from him. You're absolutely right. As much as we despise him, the more and more he was talking, I just kept saying, this guy is right. I mean, this guy, he's not wrong what he's saying. He's speaking truth. This is a fact. This is a fact. This is a fact. If you're a fan of wrestling, if you're a fan of AEW, you're like, man, he's got a point. He's got a point. And then the more and more consistent points and facts that he's throwing, the more you start to like him and be on his side and want to be on MJF's side. That is just so how manipulative he is.
I know.
And how smart he is. But at the end of this, like, he is right. He deserves what he wants, because he's carrying this company. I mean, the guy.
Nothing he said was wrong, right? I mean, let's be real.
I support it.
We
fire him and rehire him.
Do it. Fire him and then hire him back at a higher salary. Do it.
Hire him as the top guy. Be that bold. Be like, then he can come back. I'm the top, highest paid guy in AEW. I'm the highest paid person in wrestling. Just let him have that. And
how great would it be too for MJF to flip all of us dumb marks to support him and like have us get all fired up, and then he gets paid and he comes back and he just talks about how, like, he just rubs it in about how he's the highest paid. I'm not only better than you, but I'm wealthier than you, and like, just
you poor sweat hog schmucks.
You bunch of idiots. I would love that. It would only give MJF that much more fire to come after us as fans, which would be great, because I think even though this feels like a little bit of an MJF mini face turn, it's like MJF at his core is the quintessential heel. So it'll only last for a very short period of time.
Right.
You're never pulling him away from team heel, baby. It ain't happening. So that said, man, like, I think that MJF, this is the promo that will stick with us for a long, long time.
Had the world buzzing.
Understandably so. This was absolutely incredible. MJF, this is a moment that, like, is going to stand out as an elite moment in AEW history, dude. I mean, this is something that wrestling fans are going to talk about for a long, long time. He crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. I think that, like, he brought up he blurred the lines of kayfabe and reality just enough where we, obviously there are some people who are saying, like, how do you not know? How do you not know? Whatever. I'll be honest with you. He's dabbling in stuff that's real, which makes us, as he said, this is the thing that I love about MJF. He makes us feel something.
Yeah.
If I'm going to invest this much time in the product, if I'm going to watch the show, if we're going to have a podcast about it, right? If we're going to talk to people on social media, if we're going to do all these things, make me feel invested, make me care about more than just doing moves, more than just winning a match. MJF makes you feel something. Makes you hate him, makes you want to see him get his ass kicked. How much better was the Wardlow breakout because of what a scumbag he was throughout this whole process? That's what makes him great. I absolutely love what MJF did here. Without a doubt, the upside, the talent that this guy has. He is the ace in the hole for and we love Wardlow. Yeah, I think that Wardlow can be the Brock Lesnar type breakout superstar, big man that stands out on the AEW roster in a very good way. But MJF is their top guy. And if they don't see that, and if they don't recognize that, and they don't lock him up long term, they're going to be missing out. Because you could, as he said, dude, and I hate to go on and on about it, but like you could hire 15 ex-WWE guys, and a lot of them are super talented, but none of them will mean what MJF means to AEW. None of them.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You could have Keith Lee, Swerve, all these, Adam Cole. None of them none of them stack up to what MJF means to AEW. My opinion.
I completely agree. He is definitely not the ace in the hole. He is their starting pitcher. He's their cleanup hitter. I mean, he is so pivotal to this company. It is essential that they do whatever they do. And I hope it is a work, because he has me fooled and I can't make up my mind if it's a work or a shoot or anything, or if it's real. So you make him that top guy, make him happy, and then just have him rub it in everyone's faces. Absolutely. On that as well. But you can tell, I mean, I wanted him to come out with that neck brace and sell that injury.
I agree.
Yeah, so
that would have been great.
I feel like maybe there is. That's why, because with social media and everything, there's less to hide. And back in the CM Punk days, what was on TV, you'd have to tune in. It's making people want to tune in, that's for sure. So there's a lot less to hide. So yes, he can tweet out right now and say, "Oh, I'm on a plane, I'm not showing up," like this, some stuff like you would never know that back in the day, things like that.
True.
So